On first down, Carr. Catch made, it's Moreau. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
At the 40-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A run for Nick Chubb, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. He's got his man. It's Williams. Give him a first down. 15 yards that time for the Raiders. Like Antonio Brown, Tyrell Williams came to the Raiders in March. Came up the coast from L.A., where he caught 41 balls last year with the Chargers. His best year was 2016 when the Chargers were still in San Diego. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and the Raiders really have high hopes for this 27-year-old receiver. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Here we go.
On play action, now Carr. Eluding the pressure right. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
He's checking.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
We got this. First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
In the face. Here we go, ladies. 59 Mike. Check, 59. Not here.
Now it's Darnold. Looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward, since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily. And
he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Get that quarterback! Hey, watch the creep. You draw Porter.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Win the rep. Let's go right here.
Bravo!
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And this is going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Avery Williamson, the Jets' leading tackler a season ago, in on the stop.
Partner, it's not often that I expect running backs to eclipse 100 yards in back-to-back games, but he left 100 way behind last week. I think he's going to do it again. I'm expecting 150 or more.
And last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So if he does what you say he might, maybe he'll get another one.
Yeah, I think he's locked in.
Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll try to jet sweep with Nelson. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland 1st down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Get down.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Carr completes it, and he's got room. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Darren Waller, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Check, 59. Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And it's a fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They begin this drive with Chubb. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Raider 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
The throw complete here to Williams. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They give the Chubb out of the gun. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back 1st downs.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Back to throw, Darnold. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Anunwa, the intended target.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
A run with Chubb on first down, not going to be a good one. He won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 43-yard line.
Down. 180. Mike 5-4. 3 bucks, 3 bucks, 3 bucks.
Shotgun now for Carr. Got his man. It's Williams. With that, he matches his receiving yards from a week ago, and we still have more than a half of football to play. It's a first down.
First down, Raiders.
Down. 180. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soft.
Throwing on first down is Carr. The pass complete to Ryan Graham. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 12 yards that time at an Oakland first down. Carr now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. They run. Chubb. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Nick Chubb, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Carlson on for the PAT.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we got to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
22-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. Normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Darnold from the gun. This one caught by Crowder. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Jamison Crowder. His 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row, we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. Chubb on first down, no room to roam as he struggles just to get back to the line of scrimmage. He was brought down by Brandon Copeland.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go. From the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Jets will take over first and 10.
At their own 26-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Come on, D! Bunch formation, bunch formation. Come on, boys, come on.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, First half going my way. I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Carr. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. That's going to be caught by Williams for a Raiders touchdown. Make it 4 touchdown passes now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here.
A first down run for Bell, not going to get much, maybe a couple, and it's 2nd down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Jets on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it now. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Hey, what's up? Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Yeah. We don't want to do that.
On 3rd and short, going to their tight end. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
What's up? Check. 59. Bang it. Lady.
A first down throw, Darnold. He's got Herndon, his tight end. A big play there on the catch and run. 43 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, Let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. A run by Bell on first down, going to go nowhere as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll go again with Bell. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Makes it 3rd and 11.
Darnold. And he's got a moonwalk. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Motion. Mike 50. Hey, hey, orbit. Here I come.
On first down, Darnold. Herndon's got it complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll go back to the ground with Bell. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. To throw is Darnold. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Jamison Crowder, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets are able to close the gap just a bit.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his 2nd touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep him in it.
Yeah, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up and give him a chance.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Tyrell Williams, 79 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do. It's
a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective third down play to move the chains. And the Raiders have got him. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Darnold. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Maurice Hurst. He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. 3rd and long, it's Darnold. Letting one go deep for a noon one. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
185. Check back, check back. Alert flare, flare, flare. Jim.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Check. Watch 54.
They run it again with Chubb. Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now, 180. Yeah, right there, 54 Mike. Watch the pass. 637. Hey, watch that. Check, Mike, 54.
Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
First down, Raiders.
And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check pass.
Here's Carr. Going deep here for Watkins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. He was looking for Watkins that time. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Now Bell stopped up behind the line as he's going to wind up losing a couple here. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaken up on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Maurice Hurst able to record his 5th sack of the season.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. Darnold now to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got a man complete. 30, the 20. 10, and he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson, 83 yards, and the Jets are able to cut into this deficit. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think you might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let them go out there with a little bit more confidence.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Carr. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. On 1st down, it's Samuels. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Watch the pass.
On the carry, it's Chubb. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Pro Bowler C.J. Mosley, the Ravens' leading tackler last year, up to make the stop.
Check. At the 16-yard line. Tighten up.
And again, it's Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. They have gone to the 4th quarter, by the way, in that game in Cleveland. The Dolphins have added on, and they seem to be pulling away in that one. If they hold on, it would be win number 10 for them on the year. This fielded at the 2. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
What we got? What we got? What we got?
Now off the bootleg, Darnold. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Tahir Whitehead in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack.
I'm trying to collect.
Now it's Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And that will bounce out of bounds before they can get a return going.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And now a hook up downfield on 2nd down. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, check 24. Check 24.
And a good job by the Raider defense yet again as they drop him for a 2nd straight loss. That 2nd down play nets a -4. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Now, how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Strong right. Strong.
Brickstones have it.
Out. 3 down. 3 down. Out. Hey, Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Hey, 80. Let's go. Mike 50. Mike 50. Hey, check.
They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Clelin Ferrell. Thank goodness. That means this next drive is going to begin 1st and goal already at the 5-yard line. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And they'll indeed take a knee.